Welcome to the Beefy Pod, the official podcast of Beefy, the multi-chain yield optimizer getting you some of the best yield in all of DeFi. I'm your host, Jorge, and I'm here with the man, the animal, the machine from down under, TBC, who's
Jorge.
flailing his hair
What's
all
up?
over the place. But what are we talking about today?
Yes.
We have a lot going on. The market bounced, rates are getting cut. Citadel is going after DeFi, Kwon going to jail, Tether is buying a football club, and so much more. TBC.
Yes.
Tell me about the crypto markets.
Jorge,
What's going on, my friend?
Obviously, the crypto markets had a huge bounce this week because the Federal Reserve decided to cut interest rates. And in post, make sure you do some confetti and some horns and stuff here to really celebrate that. Because nothing says like let's build an alternate financial system that's worldwide and doesn't require any of these suckers. Then all of us waiting for Jerome Powell to say I'm going to cut rates 0.25. Oh, U.S. Federal Reserve's third interest rate cut of the year. Jorge, I think this is one that we predicted. We were pretty spot on about this earlier this year, but cryptocurrency markets showed a modest rebound. Oh my God, guys. Interest rates are down. We can now take all our money and stick it into crypto.
Look,
anyway.
Daddy Powell looked at us and said, my son. And he looks over like in The Lion King. You remember when they're on the rock and he's like, everything under the sun is yours. Oh. He's just letting that shade move just ever so much out of the way and letting us pump the markets. But I mean, I find it kind of a sign. I know that people don't understand why central banks lower interest rates. It's to try to stimulate the economy. Wow. And in Powell's case, it's an admission that the economy is not looking good. And just because the markets pump is not necessarily an indicator that regular people's lives are getting better. I mean, the October jobs report was basically hidden because they didn't want to admit how many people have been fired or lost jobs or how many companies are removing jobs. That being said, Jorge, not to be negative, but our bags will pump.
Wait, Jorge, are people losing their jobs because the economy is bad or because they're being replaced with technology?
I think that's partially true. That the technology is definitely playing a big role, but I think that most likely what's going on is, and look, nobody wants to talk about it, but
I do.
I think the tariffs have hit companies' revenues, and now they have to find a place to cut. And the reality is the easiest way to make cuts is to let go of people and then not give raises and give another guy that last guy's responsibilities. Or alternatively, you give small raises to less people and you let go of other employees. Actually, Daddy Jerome Powell actually did kind of allude to this. Powell actually said that the inflation overshoot was caused by Trump's tariffs. The Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, stated that the recent period of inflation exceeding the Fed's 2% target was driven primarily by import tariffs imposed during the administration, not by ongoing demand pressures. He described that this effect as a one-time price increase rather than a persistent inflation trend, and indicated that this tariff-related inflation is expected to fade over time. So that means that eventually prices will they'll be higher, but they're going to stabilize and then not increase, is basically Powell's bet. So I guess he was kind of put in a rock and a hard place, and he's like, I'm going to lower rates to get the economy back on its feet. And, TBC, I really hope that happens. But in the meantime, if you have crypto bags or bags in the stock market,
let's talk about crypto on this podcast. Let's get to it.
You're going to be doing pretty nicely.
Okay.
Here's my happy dance. You like my happy dance, TBC?
It's making me happy, yes.
Yes. So TBC.
Yes.
I hate to do this to you, but I'm going to take the Solana story from you.
Okay, sorry about that. You go ahead. Let's talk about Solana.
Solana's weakness. TVL is declining as meme coin demand fades.
Who could have saw this coming?
So, Solana's native token Sol has been struggling to maintain its price momentum as key economic metrics weaken. In particular, total value locked and trading demand for meme coins are sliding. Right now, Solana's TVL has gone down by 10%. Despite ongoing developments like the launch of Firedancer, broad market fatigue and dampened trader interest are weighing in on sentiment. It also seems like Sol has had a struggle with staying at the $145 mark, and the token has declined by about 46% over recent months. And since September, TVL is down by $10 billion. Revenues have also fallen by $26 million a week. So it's just, and by the way, meme coin trading levels are down 67%.
Oh my God. This is terrible news.
TBC.
This is horrible. This is.
What do you have to say about this? That's what people are here for, buddy.
Nobody.
Your opinion on Solana.
Okay. Well, hey, if you're listening, you know, and I know that a vast chunk of this market is just a fad, right? People going in, buying meme coins, and we thought there was sustainability in that, I guess. So I guess there's not sustainability in crypto fads, you know, from kitties to NFTs to RWAs to GameFi to Solana racist tokens. I guess there just isn't. I guess there's
racist tokens. Forgot about those.
Yeah. I guess there just isn't a future in this stuff. So I don't know. Hey, crypto, what's your next fad coming? Because I want to get in on it early. And what chains are going to be on? That's the question. Make your predictions. We'll bring those in a couple of weeks when we talk about 2026. But
yes.
Hey, Solana, you had a good run. Maybe it's time to shut down for good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think here's the thing.
Nah, it's okay. We can just shut down.
Solana, where they excel at, is that they've created technology that works extremely well for retail users.
Okay, so what?
You know, what ETH has that Solana does not have ultimately are two things: tons of liquidity, actually three, tons of stable coins, and finally, incredible security. And if I'm BlackRock or if I'm Vanguard or if I'm some other institution, I'm just not going to move billions of dollars on Solana because it's too risky. If the chain has an issue, they could just turn it off. And then what do you do at that point? You know, you want to have that security. And what I'm starting to think is retail just hasn't come back. And I think that Solana's price and the way it's performing is indicative of that retail is not back. Right now, whatever is sustaining, I think, really good price points, in particular Ethereum, is more of an indicator that it's right now an institution's game.
Was retail ever here, or was it just
when Solana was 250? That's when they were here.
Yeah, I don't know. Good point.
That's what I think.
Well, and speaking about rugs, Jorge, let's talk about let's pivot and talk about the big news story this week. Your favorite
I took Solana
person
from you, so you can talk about this one.
Your favorite person. I know that you have a body pillow of this individual on your bed.
Don't let my wife know.
Yeah, she's just you get to cuddle with it. Jorge, what is that? Never mind. Well, it looks like finally the story can come to an end as Do Kwon finally gets sentenced 15 years for his massive crypto fraud. If you haven't been around, it looks like the wheels of justice have finally turned. Terraform Labs, that's right, Terraform Labs co-founder Do Kwon got 15 years in prison for his role in the Terra USD / Luna collapse. Steady, boys. One of the biggest crypto project failures ever. We were all around that day. We were all going, what's going on? And we all were holding on to our pants as we watched the entire market fall apart in what was one of the craziest week and weekends I think we've ever seen.
Right.
The scheme wiped out over $40 billion of invested in funds and triggered massive losses worldwide. But hey, don't worry. We're going to drop interest rates 0.25%, and that's going to bring everything back. The judge called it fraud on a generational scale. Wow, that's harsh. Now I don't know. Is that accurate? Is that accurate? Is this like one of the biggest frauds ever? I mean, I'm gonna have to take a look there.
I definitely think.
I mean, for
No matter
crypto,
which
okay,
what
sure.
no matter which way you spin it, TBC,
Yeah.
the signs were there, and as a leader of the project,
You
um,
were a leader of the project, Jorge? I didn't
no,
know. Well,
hell no. Look at me.
Judge,
Does this look like a
Judge, did
mansion
you
to you?
know?
Does it look like I live in Seychelles, bro? I am one of
You're
those
like that
big
guy that's
players.
got $200 billion worth of Bitcoin in a Pringles can, man. What's the matter?
But I think, at the very least, Do Kwon was not upfront about issues going on in the background. And the reality is that 20% was the interest rate that I forget the name of the protocol was on the stable coins, but it was basically like a leverage ratio, a leverage. It was basically a scheme where people would take on leverage and then they would pay out 20% to people. And 20% is basically a high bar to maintain consistently. Like even in crypto, when there's like a really good stablecoin yield farm, that yield goes down, over
Hmm.
time as more people get in. And the market always adjusts it. So instead of allowing the market to adjust the rate, they basically forced it at 20%. And eventually they were running out of money. And that's when the Terra USD and Luna pairing just collapsed. And he knew this, his team knew this, and ultimately, instead of trying to get ahead of it and take it on the chin, probably watch the Luna coin
Oh,
go
he's going to be
from
taking it
what
on
was it back
something.
then, like the 5 spot to the 20 or 30 spot. He was just trying to keep the party rolling, and he
Yeah.
was talking mad shit about people all over Twitter, that guy. And the funniest one I think was when he was like, I think he got in some beef with Cardano, and the irony is that Cardano is still here and
Is it?
Luna is not. It's there. They're doing things.
Hey,
They're doing
Jorge, I
things.
got a serious
TBC.
question. I got a serious question.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Here's the question. If given the option, would you rather have this market that we've been in, or would you rather go back and redo the market right before and right after Terra?
Right before Terra. That definitely.
No, no, you
That
got no, no, no. You got to take the market before and relive the collapse again. What what would you rather do? You either have to live through this stagflation
well,
mess of
look,
a
at this
market
time,
that sucks ass, or you got to go back and ride that roller coaster and know it's
huh,
all gonna fall apart. What would you
well,
rather? What would you rather do, Jorge?
hmm. I mean, I don't know if like the rules of time travel apply,
Just
but if
shut
they
up. It
don't,
doesn't matter.
if they don't, let's assume they don't. So if they don't, actually, I'm kind of glad. I would never wish that on anyone, but I'm kind of glad that I went through that experience. I think it shaped me a lot. It made me
Made you the man who you
better.
are today.
Yeah, like it shaped me into a better um, person of the crypto space, and kind of like UTBC. I think something you and I have in common is that we recognize the bullshit, and that was something that kind of took the veil off of people's eyes. And now there's a crowd of people that just want to create good products And there's a crowd of people that are just here to be like Do Kwon and just make as much money as humanly possible and exploit as many people as possible.
Yes, yes.
Um,
They're
and
called
so,
institutions.
well, look, all I'm saying is TBC.
Speaking of people that want
we're fighting the good fight. That's all I'm saying. I'm glad that we can recognize we're fighting the good fight here. But TBC,
yeah.
talk about your best
Yeah.
friends.
Speaking of people that what was my transition? Oh shit, whatever, the hell with it. Anyway, Vanguard analysis says Bitcoin is no better than a toy. What kind of toy, Jorge?
Only beefy?
Oh. Anyway, a senior Vanguard analyst, I don't know who the hell this guy is, but apparently he's making headlines. John Amrix, I really need to learn how to read. He's a global head of quantitative equality. What is this title? I need a title like this. Global head of quantitative equity. Yes, yes. Put that on your resume, Jorge. I don't know if you just slap it on there because someone's going to be like, what? They're going to be too afraid to ask what that job actually entails.
Sounds like a supervisor.
He came out and publicly compared Bitcoin to speculative collectible toys. Is this like G.I. Joe, Ninja Turtles, Pokemon cards? What is Pogs? I don't know. Specifically linking them to a plush toy called, oh no, my God, are you serious? The Labubu.
Oh, Lord. What a boomer. That's such a boomer thing to say.
Labubu. First off, let me tell you something, John. Okay? Let me tell you something, you smug bastard. Those Labubu toys are freaky as shit. And I don't know who convinced the world or who sold their soul to get those demon-esque things in the hands of people around the world and make them fight for each other. But don't be comparing that to my new monetary token. Well, I really blew this. Anyway, leave Bitcoin alone, you hack. Jorge, do you got any Labubus lying around? Do you?
I don't. I never get into those things. But I think like the key thing to take away here is that Vanguard, you know what? I think this guy John is upset that they pumped the market last week.
It's fun, dude. He's funny.
I think that he's sad.
Funning.
He's funning, and maybe he's like, damn it, we pumped the market. Now people are getting in, and we need to dump the market now so we can buy more. Is there
a Labubu token? Like, is there a real world asset token for Labubus? Like,
not yet. Not yet.
Can you trade it? Can you trade them against Bitcoin? Is John just trying to front run this whole thing? He's trying to create a dip so does he have a shipping container of Labubu sitting on a dock somewhere, right?
I mean, I think like I think it's a combination of FUD, like him wanting to buy, like them wanting to buy more Bitcoin. But I think another part of it is just, they're salty. They're realizing that, look, Vanguard could have made way more money
with Labubus.
No, with Bitcoin and all these ETFs. They lost all those goddamn fees.
Yeah.
They lost billions by
Vanguard.
not participating. And I think this guy is probably one of the dudes that convinced the heads at Vanguard not to get involved for so long. And they're probably like, yeah, John Amrix, you goddamn idiot. We could have made billions if you would have just told us to go in. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think he's salty. But TBC, let's talk about people that know how to salt their food. Salty, tasty, delicious food. Because an Italian football team is getting bought by Tether. Or they're trying to.
What?
Did you hear about this?
Here. No, I didn't. I didn't even know Italy had football. Let's go.
No. Soccer.
Oh. Well, I'm not interested.
Come on. Are you
Kicking
sad
a
that
ball.
more people on Earth want to watch soccer, football, actual football?
Non-American listeners, leave your hate comments in below.
Let TBC know that he is uncultured swine.
I am uncultured. sitting around, getting drunk, singing songs, wearing scars, taking your shirt off because literally nothing happens for 90 minutes. Let's go. Now, listen,
All right.
American football's got its own problems, right? We
It does.
won run play, then we got to wait 25 minutes before the next play is run.
TBC, look, I don't blame you for wanting to sit in front of your TV alone when your kids are and your family is out of the house
Yeah.
and you just want to watch big old muscly guys just pounding at each other
Sweaty, musty men just
on
ramming into each
screen.
other. Don't Kwon, you listening, man?
TBC, before I lose track. So Tether, the issuer of the USDT stablecoin, one of the largest crypto firms in the world, has submitted a bidding all cash proposal to acquire Italian football club Juventus from the I'm sorry, Italians.
That's
The
embarrassing.
food's
Jorge.
great and the cars are cool and the goods. My bad.
Juventus?
Agnelli.
That's Italian?
Agnelli.
That doesn't sound Italian. I don't know.
Juventus. Yeah, it's Italian. Anyways, Agnelli family's holding company Exor. So the Agnelli family owns a holding company called Exor. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
Okay.
The proposal is funded entirely with Tether's own capital. If approved, would involve public tender offer for the remaining shares at the same price per share once regulatory approvals and definitive documentation are completed. Tether's CEO, Paolo Arduino, famed for the bid as rooted in admiration for the club's legacy and values, describing Juventus as more than a sports team, a symbol of resilience, discipline, and long-term ambition that align with Tether's philosophy. Okay, that's kind of weird. The proposal
Whatever. This is a story.
also includes a plan for up to £1 billion or euros, 1 billion euros in investment into the club to support infrastructure, performance, sustainable growth, though it remains subject to Exor's acceptance and regulatory clearances. So one thing I will say, Italy, I am not the biggest sports guy. If it's Juventus or
it doesn't matter. Nobody listening knows this.
All I'm saying is I'm sorry in advance.
How many Italians are translating this episode?
No parli italiano.
That's exactly correct. Anyway, I got so many questions here, Jorge. One, are they just buying sports franchises now so that like Tether actually has like some, something to fall back on? Also, how much does an Italian soccer club
I think that's exactly
cost?
what it is.
Right? Do they does an Italian soccer club cost that much? I don't know. Can I buy one?
Yeah, well,
how big is Juventus? I've never heard of them. I know some.
Very big.
I know
They are
Man City and
you got
Manchester United. Like I'm really a boomer.
TBC, I want to clarify here. This is to buy 65.4% of the stake, which is the total share that the Agnelli family owns through their company Exor. So this is basically to gain majority share. And I think that the reason Tether is doing this, Tether buys gold, Tether buys Bitcoin.
They got too much money is what they got.
They need cash flow. So they need to buy assets that give them cash flow.
They're just going to start buying everything. They have way too much money.
Dude, they're the Saudi Arabia of crypto.
This is
minus,
amazing.
all the crimes.
They will end up with an American football team one day. In Europe.
That's gonna be your bet. They're gonna own
Tether is gonna own an American football team in Europe. That's gonna happen. They're gonna be the first ones to branch out. Tether's gonna be like, we got so much friggin' money. We got to spend it on something. Look, we just
maybe they should buy the Miami Dolphins because then they'll have so much money they could buy good players. Can we just? You want to
come on now?
Tether?
Come on now, man.
Hey, look, for those of you watching, I'm from Miami.
They can replace him with like a bionic leg. He'll be all right. He'll be perfect. Tether, you can fix him.
Or they could bring the '70s team back somehow, young again, and maybe that'll do the trick.
Oh my god. This
TBC.
is hold on, Jorge. I know we got to get out of here. We're running down the clock, but like, doesn't this like remember that time there was constitutional DAO and like crypto got together to actually try to buy the Constitution? Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
What if we had like Green Bay Packers DAO, and like we do like a hostile takeover of like the Green Bay Packers football
Hey, leave those
organization.
Packers alone.
Like we could do
Leave
it.
those Packers
We
alone.
have
Go
enough
back
money.
home.
We could buy the Packers. Guys, let's start this. Anyone out there interested? Let's start it.
Look, before we lose
Algorithmic
track here,
football
I just
token.
want to say the Packers is the only team that is actually owned by its city.
That's what I'm saying.
I think that's cool.
Hostile takeover.
I actually think that's cool. I like that part of it.
What do you think about that, John Amick Ricks? We're gonna buy the Packers.
By the way, TBC,
Yes.
it's time, since we're on YouTube, it's time to talk about YouTube.
Oh,
You ready?
yeah. Let me find a story somewhere.
YouTube now allows content creators to be paid in PayPal's stablecoin. Say what? YouTube has begun offering a new payout option that lets eligible US content creators receive earnings in PayPal's dollar-pegged stablecoin PYUSD or PYUSD. The feature was confirmed by May Zabane,
She's from Miami.
head of crypto at PayPal, and is seen as a significant step for crypto adoption.
Let's go.
Honestly, I think this is awesome.
Yeah.
I think this is great. Like, I mean, the whole point is to be debanked. And like, you know, this gives content creators now the option to put their earnings in a crypto wallet instead. I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome. I don't see any downside here other than, is PYUSD doing anything weird?
Well, you know, they got to get some legitimacy somewhere. I don't know exactly who uses it, but it's definitely out there. There's definitely some money and curve on it. I know, because we're auto compounding some of those.
Do you think there's going to be an ad with Mr. Beast going like, hey kids, did you know that me and all the other YouTubers, instead of dollars, we get PYUSD?
Yep.
You think CoffeeZilla gets paid in PYUSD?
There's definitely some backroom deal happening here. I will say this. YouTube, I just want to say this is a good step in the right direction. Now, you've never allowed me to run crypto ads on YouTube because that was always some sort of legal violation. And I've also seen many content creators over the past lose their videos because they might have been talking about how to use stablecoins or wallets or something in crypto. I think you should come out with an apology. Apologizing to all of us for your fascist stance and total control over your stupid platform. And now that you are finally caving, I think it's only right that you send us a plaque. A silver plaque so that Jorge could hang it on the wall behind him and put us on the front of YouTube's page. That's what you damn well better do, or else you're going to get a strongly worded email.
God forbid they get that strongly worded email, TBC. But TBC,
Yeah.
moving on to bigger fights.
Sorry, yeah, let's go. Keep going.
Citadel is going after DeFi.
Oh, no.
The fight over how decentralized finance should be regulated.
Yeah, this is getting...
Citadel Securities, or the company owned by soulless man Kenneth Griffin, who owns the most expensive real estate.
Look at this guy.
This guy, I mean, this is the eyes that you look in before you die. Like that. No offense, Ken.
No, offense.
I mean,
take the offense, Ken.
Anyways, Citadel Securities, a major Wall Street market maker, has ignited a heated regulatory dispute with decentralized finance community over how the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission should treat DeFi trading platforms, especially those dealing in tokenized assets. The debate is playing out through formal correspondence with the SEC and sparked strong pushback from crypto developers and advocates. So TBC, it looks like, we had the head of the SEC, who I forget his name. Here's a picture of him.
Yeah, he's pretty too. Yeah.
He actually went on TV and said that
Hell's
all
TV?
markets are going to go on chain.
Oh.
So, which I think was always kind of like the long-term direction that I think crypto is going to go in, like stocks and bonds and real estate eventually being traded or tokenized on chain, seems like the direction we're going. So I just curious, like, how are these companies? I mean, Citadel's whole business model is getting like money from trades.
Yeah. Go F yourself, Citadel. We don't give a shit.
So I think Citadel now sees the writing on the wall. Ken Griff is not going to be able to pay the $100 kajillion a month
Go F yourself,
for his
Ken.
big piece of real estate.
This boomer needs to shut the hell up. Nobody cares. You're losing. You hack. Go away.
Maybe he has enough money he could buy all the Solana tokens.
Yeah, he could buy DeFi. Why don't you just hey Ken, you wanna buy this show? You got some money. I love Ken. Ken's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah,
we hang out at parties all the time, right? Yeah.
Like suddenly, the beefy pad is sponsored by Citadel. Don't look into Ken Griff's eyes. Nope. Let him look into yours. Nope. Have a great day.
Yeah. This is another stupid, like, I don't know, it's like dumb. Why do we make this a story? Like, we gotta listen about these like companies complaining about this shit.
Well, I mean, I think the reason it's concerning, if I'm being honest with you, TBC,
why is
but
that,
this is my Jorge's boring look into this.
Okay.
But really, the way this government looks is who has the best bribe. Let's be real here. Okay.
Why do
Donald
we have
Trump gets
why
a
is it
bribe.
just Donald Trump's government? Why, like, it's all government, Jorge.
It's all government.
You're just racist toward Donald Trump.
No.
You're a Donald Trumpist.
It has nothing to do with his race.
You hate him because he doesn't have a mustache. I know what this is all about.
If he had a mustache, it would definitely add.
And he would look like this,
a
right
nice bit of swag. I bet you Melania would make sweet love to him if he had a mustache. Oh my
God! Stop it!
But look,
leave that woman alone.
As long as he gets a bribe, he'll do which person says. So it'll be interesting to see whose bribe wins out in this war. And TBC,
yeah. Crypto firms.
The next story.
Yeah.
They're becoming crypto firms.
They're becoming banks.
They're becoming
banks. Did you see this?
Tell me about it, TBC.
5 major cryptocurrency-related companies, including everyone's favorite Circle, Ripple, BitGo, Fidelity Digital Assets, whatever the hell that is, and Paxos Trust, have received conditional approval from the United States Office of Comptroller and of Currency. Comptroller. OCC. Who cares? This is stupid. I don't care. So they could get charters to form banks like this is the 1800s. This marks a significant advance forward. Okay, becoming a federally chartered banking entity. What? This is who?
Well,
Jorge, stop. I know you want to talk and bore me, but like, huh? Once again, didn't we solve this like 15 years ago with Bitcoin? Didn't I become my own bank? Why do I need Ripple or Paxos to be a bank, Jorge? I don't know or care.
I mean, I think like what they're trying to do is look. There's going to be it's a marketplace. There's going to be people that want a trustless financial system like Bitcoin or Ethereum, and you're going to have people that want the centralized version of that. And so this is for that marketplace, the centralized version of that. Now, keep in mind, they are trying to make the steps to effectively compete with regular banks. So if you look here, getting a national trust charter places these firms closer to full banking status by allowing them to manage and hold assets on behalf of customers and potentially offer broader payment services. However, and this is the big thing, so their journey is not complete. They are not full commercial banks, so they cannot take deposits, offer FDIC insured accounts, or issue loans. So they still have.
So what the hell can they do?
A battle ahead.
They're just, you're a bank, but you can't do any banking things.
Basically.
Oh, okay.
I mean, so they're trying to get that approval, and all I can say is whatever these guys did for Trump, congratulations. But because that's the only way that's getting through. But it'll be interesting. In fact, low key, here's my 2026 prediction.
Oh boy.
The Democrats are going to win the House and the Senate, And this is where they will not be able to get ahead. No matter how you feel about it, I just don't see the Democrats allowing this.
Okay. What's their problem?
Boring prediction.
What's their problem? Why don't they want Circle to be a bank that doesn't do any banking things?
Well, no. I mean, they've already achieved this. There's nothing they could do from this point. I'm saying that they won't be able to get to the commercial bank status. So they won't be able to take deposits, offer FDIC insurance, or issue loans. I think that they're not going to get past that hurdle. So that's my only.
They're not being very progressive, is what you're saying. These Democrats.
Well, to be fair, the U.S. basically has two. They basically have two conservative political groups. If you go anywhere else in the world and you talk about it, that's how they look at Democrats. Like there's a less conservative and a very conservative group. Then you have like a very small DSA / progressive wing. But anyways, point is, it's pretty amazing that now we're going to have, companies that can act as like a charter bank. And it'll be interesting to see where we go from here. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what the long-term, what's the long-term outlook here? I mean, TBC, do you think that your grandma and grandpa are going to open a Ripple bank account?
Yes, absolutely. They can't wait. Once they saw the headline that Ripple was going to $74 trillion, they're like, let's do this.
Ripple for
bank,
what it's worth,
baby.
Brad Garlinghouse looks like a great grandkid.
Yep. Yep. I like Brad.
They want to pinch his cheeks.
Brad's a good
TBC,
guy.
This has been an incredible, powerful, riveting,
very informational,
very informative, and life-changing episode of the Beefy Pod.
Right to us.
Kwon. I'm going to have to hug that body pillow today. I have to hug it real tight because 15 years without him. But look, if you were affected by Kwon, I just want to finish this pod by saying, I know this isn't full justice. This isn't your money back, or anything like that. But I hope you get at least a little bit of comfort knowing that Kwon will be likely in a minimum security prison for 15 years. He might even play pickleball. I don't know. TBC, always love chatting with you, my man.
What a great episode.
And don't forget to subscribe, like, send this video to your friends and family, and also check out this episode if you have not watched it.
Yeah.
And check out Beefy,
go check
the
out
multi-chain yield optimizer, getting you the best yield in all of DeFi.
Just released over our number 5,000th product earlier this week. So hey, we've been around making people some yield. Go get some yield, just like Brad Garlinghouse does.
Get yourself some yield. Cheers.
Later, everybody.